Honorable members, you recall that the afternoon sitting of yesterday, 22nd April 2025, was interrupted pursuant to Standing Order 33. I direct that a supplementary order paper be provided with the resumption of the interrupted business of the afternoon sitting as approved by the House Business Committee. Honorable members, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 42-2, for the convenience of the House, I direct that we commence with the consideration of business in the supplementary order paper. Honorable Isaac Bai, proceed and call the seconder. That is where we were.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The report that we gave yesterday is the report of the climate change, that is of financial year 2023-2024. And we gave our recommendations. They are already in our gadgets. And for that purpose, I call Honorable Ibrahim to second.
Honorable Ibrahim Mangmaina, proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. From onset, I do second this report. Honorable Speaker, in regards to this report, the committee felt prudent to refer back to the report to the department so that they are able to streamline the already highlighted issues. You remember, Honorable Speaker, in this report and their financial report, you note that the department is holding a huge amount of money in regards to projects within the wards, and when we have missing gaps in their reporting, we have to safeguard the funds within the county so that they are properly utilized. And that's why we are giving the two recommendations, that out of that insufficient information and lack of transparency and failure to provide verifiable data to support the reported issues, that their department should come back with a proper reporting framework within the 60 days. And therefore, on that issue, I do second. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Ibra. I now propose the question, which is that this House does adopt the report of the Committee on Water, Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources on the Nyandarua Climate Change Actions Report 2023-2024 financial year as a report of the House and the recommendations therein as the resolutions of the House. Debate. Honorable Steve Matimo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would wish to really start by thanking you, Mr. Speaker, for allowing us to debate on this matter that was brought up by the ABLE Committee on Water through the ABLE Chair, Honorable Bai. Mr. Speaker, I just want to major on the recommendation, because I think the chair of this committee went through the entire document yesterday, word by word, letter by letter, paragraph by paragraph, up to the end of it all. And Mr. Speaker, from the recommendation that we have, it's so, or maybe before I go to the recommendation, we've seen from the report that we have a very serious issue that needs to be looked into in terms of the usage of these monies. And I'm very happy that the committee saw the need of us getting verifiable data from the department on matters pertaining to these monies. Yesterday, there was this issue that GCOs, cooking GCOs, Mr. Speaker, went to one ward, whereas in Nyandarua, we have 25 wards. If you look at the number of GCOs that were distributed, if the department decided to at least ensure that each and every resident of Nyandarua enjoyed these monies, at least they could have distributed these GCOs across the entire ward. But if you look at what happened, a specific ward was given a lion's share. A ward like Geta, which is in Nyandarua, never benefited from one. A ward that our chair comes from, in Gedioro, never benefited from one GCO. So I think this is something that even going forward, we should be very, we should be on the lookout that when this money comes to our county, they benefit the entire county, not the specific wards or from a specific area. The other one, Chair, as I finish, the committee rejected the Nyandarua County Climate Report for the period ending 2024, and there are several issues that they were able to cite. And one of the main challenge was insufficient information. When money is used in a particular department, Mr. Speaker, I believe that the data it should be readily available, and this data should be made available when required. I would humbly request the department and through the committee, and I'm glad that the chair was here very early. I would wish to humbly request him that as they form this the steering committee, let them report back to us in the next 60 days as they've cited. And I would humbly request, Chair, that even if it's possible, let's have a committee of the whole to look into this matter of FLOCA. Let's have a committee of the entire House dig deeper into the matters of FLOCA so that we can know what is eating the other in this particular department, Mr. Speaker. With that, I support, and I really want to congratulate this particular committee for the good work that they've done and for the recommendation that they've come up with. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Honorable Majority Leader.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, indeed, I've gone through the report, and I wish to say that indeed the FLOCA fund is of great help of great benefit to counties. But however, after going through the findings, Honorable Speaker, I found that something is lacking. In fact, transparency is lacking in the implementation of this report. Honorable Speaker, there is no way we can have 7,000 and something GCOs going for within one ward or within one region. At least logic calls, at least you even share with the rest, as much as maybe you want to emphasize or put some consideration to another ward, but at least logic calls that you also try to balance. Honorable Speaker, this money, the FROCA money, comes from people who are dedicated and whom the aid should be very much justifiable. The program itself, Honorable Speaker, if you order this program, leaves much to be desired. Indeed, I want to agree that in some parts, it is a game changer, because I want to appreciate, like in Kaibaga Ward, they have done a borehole. They are almost now equipping the borehole. But as much as they are doing that, let justice and what we call equitable distribution of the said projects be seen to be done within the Raja Nyandarua. So I agree with the committee that something needs to be done. Sharing of these resources should be equally be distributed. At least every ward to have a feel that there is FROCA money. But the way things are, and you remember these are politicians. Most of these are, every person here has an interest with his ward. So if we go within the next financial year, the way they have handled this project, I'm telling you, leaves a lot to be desired, and the mark, the objective, might not be realized as per the expectation of the donor or those people who donated this money. So I agree, a change must be seen in the way operationalization of this fund. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm glad and happy with the findings of the committee. Thank you.
Honorable Samuel Riani Kayani, Samuel Rimui Kayani, sorry for the pronunciation. Proceed.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, if you have difficulties pronouncing that other name, you know we share a name. You could as well do with the name that you share, because I know you can't make a mistake of pronouncing your own. Honorable Speaker, I want to take a second, a few minutes for that purpose, to delve into this report. Because, you know, when matters climate change are mentioned, you know, it is known, and it's also in the public domain, that I have a passion, and a great passion for that matter, for matters climate change, being that the area that I chose to pursue my master's degree. Honorable Speaker, I want to commend the report. Very well done. Indeed, yesterday we were treated to a presentation by an A student from Alliance Girls. And today I must also allude that yesterday, when this report was moved, there was also an excellence of some sort in the details in this report. And I can say that looking and reading through the report, and I've not been able to read much of it, I am actually, I was actually following the presentation and looking even in the manner in which the report is structured, I must confirm that indeed I can see an A, which is a mark of excellence in the way the report has been done. And therefore, Chair, Water, this is a report very well done. I must also say, Honorable Speaker, that FLOCA essentially stands for funding or financing locally led adaptation strategies. It's for locally led adaptation strategies. They have to be locally, and therefore they have to be local. And I know Honorable Gadongo, who is a student as well like me, is listening to English. If it is local, it has to be local. If it has to be local, then it has to be locally led. And those are the very initiatives that the donor, who are very concerned about the climate change, the global warming, the increase in warming to above 2 degrees or keeping it below 1.5 degrees Celsius, so that we don't suffer the jeopardy of having, all of us boiling or burning to extinction. And therefore, people have sat down, experts have sat down and have said, we've got to intervene at times such as this, so that we ensure that we sustain the globe, the universe, the planet, to a manageable climate or temperature level. And for that reason, therefore, Honorable Speaker, one of the benefits that the donor has identified, and that is also applicable to a county, is financing this particular initiative by identifying what the local community is doing, developing that which the local community is doing locally, empowering them to do what they are doing locally in a manner they are doing it within the area that they are living in. And that's why it's very local. And therefore financing those locally led initiatives, which are which address the issue of adaptation to climate hazards, is a very important thing. That is so much so in as far as the academics is concerned. And if I don't say it that way, then how else will people know that I'm a student in this particular area? Now, if I go to dealing with the content, within the context with which this report has addressed itself, Honorable Speaker, I want to say, and I wish the IT gentleman would be here, I want to go to the recommendations, kindly. I want to go to the recommendation and the conclusion. And also the findings of the committee, the grant as given, the County Climate Resilience Investment Grant, which suffered late disbursement, and of course also saying the people who are responsible for this implementing this initiative. I want to read through the conclusion. And I want to address myself to. I'm having some. Oh yeah. The conclusion. I'm having a challenge with my tablet or something. I think I could use my phone. It's just okay. I'm looking at the conclusion, which says, the last paragraph, that there was late disbursement. The late disbursement has not been disclosed. That's an indictment. That is an indictment. The report does indict itself, or the process, or the project of the program, that there is lack of disclosure. In fact, they have gone ahead to say that the lack of disclosure raises fundamental transparency issues. And that disclosure, they've gone ahead to say that they're not even sure whether the implementation process risk being overlooked. And therefore, if we begin by being opaque, Lack of transparency. If you're not transparent, you're opaque. And that is another English word, Honorable Gadongo. If we begin by being opaque, then we're going nowhere. We must be transparent by all means and standard. Honorable Majority Leader has said it. We are here and we're hearing that money has been pumped in certain wards. What is so unique about certain wards? That a ward like where we come from with the Honorable Zachary in Jeru suffers discrimination of the sort. That we hear money being channeled to certain wards only. I'm aware, and I know Honorable Jeffrey, who is my neighbor in the northern part. There's a project that we are sharing. The project was commissioned. The site was handed over. The handover sites were given, instructions were given, and then all of a sudden, some people, all of a sudden became too clever. Outside the handover, the handover instructions, they went back and changed the framework of that particular project in utter disregard of the other community downstream. When you're looking at the ecosystem services, and for that matter, ecosystem services means benefits that come from the ecosystem, and that ecosystem services must benefit everybody within the ecosystem catchment. And I know Honorable Wanjiru understands what I'm talking about. So when you go back and subvert that which people had already decided on, just because you hold a position of authority, leaves a lot to be desired, and tells more about what kind of a leader or a character you are. I'm not referring to Honorable Jeffrey, but he understands what I'm talking about. Because we are civilized, and we live in a civil society, we in the downstream area decided to keep quiet. Because the Bible says, what will it benefit a man if you gain the whole world and lose your only soul? So we said, let them have it. Our day will come. And downstream will also benefit. Because that is, those resources are given by God naturally. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, I want to agree with the chair of this committee. And I want to really beseech my colleagues in this Honorable House. We all represent 25 wards, and we are endowed and benefit from the benefit and the backing of our specially elected members. That we must ensure transparency of all sorts. That we must deal with the transparency without giving any room for opaqueness. That we must not be biased in a manner that discriminates. We must be honest, truthful, understand that everybody within the county of Nyandarua is entitled for some benefit of some sort. And let's not be, and Chair, I want to call on you here, that you make sure that you make a disclosure on this Honorable House going forward for all the projects taking place in certain wards, so that we don't end up leaving wards like Magung or Jabini out of the flocker. It really hurts me when I see that happening. And therefore, going forward, members, I would urge that we, as we scrutinize the budget, that flocker is also equally disclosed in totality, so that every member of this great county benefits from this locally led adaptation strategy and the financing and the funding that comes through, not some few people. If GCOs were given to one ward 7,000 in number plus, does it mean that the other people don't use GCOs or don't deserve to use GCOs? Simple question, fundamental things. Let's stay true to the cause, and let's also ensure that once we get resources, they are utilized in a manner that benefits everybody within the county. For that is the reason. And without those many remarks, academics as they were, political as they were, I want to take my seat and commend the good work that's done by this committee. The intention is there. We can see you want a complete disclosure. We want to encourage you, Chair, in your committee. Take it forward. You have our backing, and make sure that this program is implemented in a manner that is above board for everyone to see. I thank you.
Honorable Mirkanya Wajiru Dirango, member for Krita, proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, I stand here first to thank my committee because I'm part of that committee and our secretariat. Indeed, it has taken us time to prepare this report. Remember, there was a time that this report was brought in this assembly, and as a committee we had to recall it back so that we prepare a committee that befits the dignity of the Water Committee. I want to thank our chair. He has been very, very instrumental in the project and in the reports that we do in this assembly, and also thanks our colleagues for supporting us throughout the process. Mr. Speaker, this morning I'm one of the happiest persons because in the world, Mr. Speaker, there's nothing as you know that makes someone happy than to see a process that you started succeeding. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, when I stand here and I hear the Doyen comment about the climate change, I'm so proud because the Climate Change Act, the Climate Change Unit, the Climate Change, everything bears my signature. And I'm so proud to see that this project succeeds. I can tell you, Mr. Speaker, the feeling is not only gratifying, but it gives a sense of satisfaction and makes me feel that I want to do more and more so that I have such a feeling when we progress. And I can see Honorable Kayani nodding because he knows the kind of work that we did in this project. And I also want to commend the department because so far so good. Apart from a few issues that have been mentioned in the report, Mr. Speaker, so far so good. The project is going on well. However, we need to do whatever we are doing today to put checks and balances so that we ensure that this project benefits everyone. Mr. Speaker, there are two issues that have been mentioned here. One, it was first mentioned by Honorable Majority Leader, and it has also been mentioned by Honorable Kayani. And because I have an advantage of having the institutional memory of the Department of Water, having been the immediate former CCM for Water, Environment, Tourism and Natural Resources, I have a bit of information that I often share with the committee. The spirit of the Climate Change Unit was to create a unit that would provide an opportunity for the county and other counties to go and partner with other development partners who are working in the climate change, the climate change fraternity, so that they can bring together resources. And that is why this assembly in the last regime passed the Climate Change Act and also complied with many other requirements that were to be done that time so that the county can qualify for the climate change money or the climate change funding. Mr. Speaker, one of the issues and one of the spirit was that once this unit is formed and once the climate change units are formed, the climate change units, the climate change ward committees will work with the Department of Water and also with the development partners so that they can partner together and get more resources that will come to the county. So the issue of GCOS, and it is good that I say it clearly, it was not the climate change money. And because I'm part of it, my climate change unit, ward committee, together with myself, another team, partnered with a development partner called Akili. And that is how 7,000 GCOS came about. It is not about the money that was used, the climate change money from the county, but it is that partnership that brought out those GCOS. So I'm very proud to have participated in that, and I wanted to put it clear to members that that particular program of GCOS was done through the partnership. So the Akili provided, it is now actually with the money that was given, and we wish that the department also now gets to other wards that did not benefit. Because at the end of the day, we want all the 25 wards to benefit. And this money must be audited. We must check with a toothpick that this money is going to the right people. I talk about 11 million that is in recurrent form. Is it being used in the right form? Who are these people benefiting? Are there trainings? Because even this assembly is part of the county government processes. And whenever they have money for training, they need also to include these assembly members and staff for that training so that we can understand the issues of climate change and we are able to know, apart from whatever we are seeing as money being given by the counties, we are also enlightened on where else can we get more funding to come and support our county. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I want to agree with every recommendation here and urge the department. Let us not just sit and think that the money that is given by the county and the money that is given by the donor is enough. We need to widen up our scope. Let us use this unit as a net to attract more funds to come to our counties. Climate change has a lot of funds. And if we manage our climate change fund well, we are able to get even double or triple that fund through other donor funding. So thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I support this report. Thank you.
Honorable Zach.
On other findings, the committee has indicated that, however, almost all essential policies have yet to be presented to the House for approval, and this includes the Nyandarua County Natural Resource Management Policy, the Forestry Management Policy, Environment Policy, and the Environment Bill. And not
honorable members should learn to give opportunities to the veterans. And
Order, Honorable Gadongo. It is the prerogative of the chair to proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I'm standing to appreciate the work which has been done by the committee. Remember, this report had been brought here. It was taken back and they have done a good report, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, my observation is what the other members have observed, that in distribution of resources, we are equal representative of the people. And being equal representative of the people, equity must not only seem to be done, but must be felt to all those need to benefit out of such projects. Honorable Speaker, I appreciate. I come from the driest wards in this county. Actually, term my ward as the northeastern of Nyandarua County, Honorable Speaker. And these projects, the climate smart projects, I remember in the last regime, we benefited, and we have to bring everything at par, because like in the place I come from, the issue of water, not only for even irrigation, but even for domestic use, is a big issue. And Honorable Speaker, I feel that if there will be equity, everyone will be taken care of. And on the same note, there is this issue of tree planting, Honorable Speaker. If we want to make this place better than we found it, we must concentrate on tree planting. And I see they had deliberated on doing 1 million trees, Honorable Speaker, and potters or bags had been set aside to do those trees. Honorable Speaker, as Honorable Smart Brain or the member for Kirita has observed, is that there are so many fruit trees which can be done, whereas we can safeguard our environment as well, increase our nutritional value. So it is my urge to the chair of the committee that he should ensure through the implementation of these projects we make maximum benefit out of it, and in the period that the people of Nyandarua have entrusted us with leadership, let us leave a legacy in environmental conservation and as well even in nutritional value addition. And Honorable Speaker, as it has been observed, going forward, let equity be felt to be done in the implementation of these donor-funded projects. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I support.
Honorable Mohindi.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika. Mheshimiwa Spika, naomba tu nizungumzie mambo matatu yaliyo katika ripoti hii. Na kwanza, Mheshimiwa Spika, niseme ya kwamba sisi wabunge katika jimbo la Nyandarua tusipojichunga vyema, wale wanaofanya kazi katika ofisi ya gavana wataendelea kubeba hili bunge kama ni nyumba tu ya watu kukutana, kunywa chai, kupiga domo na kwenda nyumbani. Mheshimiwa Spika, ukiangalia katika ukurasa wa 18, kamati ilimpa waziri siku 90 ili alete kanuni ambazo zitasimamia huu mfuko ambao Waswahili wanasema, jaribu kutafuta hilo jina, wa mabadiliko ya tabia nchi, the climate change fund. Siku hizo 90, Bwana Spika, ziliisha. Waziri hakuleta hizo kanuni, hakuna jambo lolote lilifanyika, na wakaendelea kutumia zile pesa jinsi walivyotaka. Mheshimiwa naibu wa gavana amekuja katika bunge hili na mara nyingi amesema ya kwamba lakini yeye bado ni mwenyekiti, lakini mikutano haitwi, pesa zinatumika bila yeye kujua, na yeye ndiye mwenyekiti wa mfuko huu, na bado pesa tunaendelea kutumia. Ukiangalia katika mapendekezo ya hii kamati, wamepeana mapendekezo mawili. Sasa hapa ndio Mheshimiwa kizungumkuti kipo. Kamati inatuambia tukatae hiyo ripoti. Mimi Spika nashindwa, tunakataaje ripoti ya wale na wao ndio wanatuambia tulitumia pesa vibaya? Tunakataa hiyo ripoti aje? Ni wao wameketi kule, wametengeneza ripoti yao ya mwaka 2024, wameileta kwenye bunge, wanaambia bunge, mlitupea pesa na tumezitumia vibaya. Mlitupea pesa, hatukupea wodi zingine. Mlitupea pesa, hatukufuata sheria. Kile ambacho mimi ningeomba ya kwamba kamati ingekuja ituambie sasa, huyu msimamizi wa huu mfuko hakufuata sheria, afanyiwe nini? Waziri tulimpia siku 90, hakufuata sheria, afanyiwe nini? Waziri anakuambia nimeiba, wewe unasema tukatae ameiba. Wewe ni wewe uliiba, na ni wao wanasema na ripoti yao. Wanasema tulipea watu 11,200 jiko. Wapi majina ya hawa watu? Hakuna. Yeye ndiye anakuambia hakuna, na wewe unasema ukatae. Sasa Bwana Spika, unaniambia mimi nikienda pale polisi, nimesema nipiga ndugu yangu Mheshimiwa Gadhongo kofi, polisi hawafai kuniambia sijampiga, wanafaa nitie mbaroni na wanipeleke kotini. Maana ni mimi nasema, ripoti inasema wameshindwa kufanya kazi. Sasa angalia mapendekezo, tukatae basi. Halafu tufanye nini? Kamati inatuambia sasa tumekataa. Wale wanasema wameiba na sisi tunasema hapana. Sisi tunasema walitumia pesa vizuri. Na hii ndio inarejelea vile ambavyo Mheshimiwa Nyakio anasema ya kwamba shida ni kwamba wale ambao wamesaidika sana na huu mfuko ni wanakamati. Ndio maana kuna huu utata mwingi na hii ripoti. Maana sasa yule ambaye alifaidika hataki kukue ya kwamba hakukuwa kuzuri. Yule ambaye hakufaidika kama mwenyekiti naye anajua hakukuwa kuzuri. Na ndio maana kamati iko na shida. Sasa tena tunasema ya kwamba hii kamati ambayo inatuambia imeshindwa na kazi, ambayo imeshindwa kugawa rasilimali tulizowapea, na tuambia kwamba tuwape tena siku 60. Mheshimiwa Spika, waende wajipange vile watakuja kutueleza tena vile wameshindwa na kazi. Maana inasema nini? Katika siku 60 tena watengeneze kanuni za kusimamia huu mfuko. Zingine zipi? Zile zilizopo wameshindwa, Bwana Spika. Mimi ningeomba hii kamati, mmefanya kazi na hii ripoti imezunguka sana.
Point of clarification, Mr. Speaker.
What is it, Honorable Wajiro?
I just want to clarify a notion that has been alluded by Honorable Mohindi on the distribution of the first phase of project that the committee members benefited. We are a total of 9 members in that committee. Only 2 members benefited in the first phase. Therefore, the notion that the members benefited from the first phase is not true, and it is good
Point of order, Honorable Speaker. Point of order,
It's good
Honorable
to
Speaker.
clarify that so that it is in the record
Point of order,
that
Honorable
only
Speaker.
two
Order,
members
order,
benefited,
order.
and we are waiting also to benefit in the next phase. So therefore, I'm not, I'm not trying to defend. I'm just saying, a point when it is raised, let it have a clarity that it deserves, because we are the house of order and direction. So that it is clear that only two members in the Water Committee benefited in the first phase. So we are waiting also like other members to benefit. But that doesn't mean that we are saying the report was good. It wasn't good, it was bad report.
Honorable Isaac Zachary Jero.
Honorable Speaker, I think it was not in order for the state member to try to respond when the chair will have the opportunity to respond to the raised concerns. And bearing in mind the state member is a beneficiary of the GCOS, Honorable Speaker. And that is why we are saying, and that is what I said, that we need to know the parameters that was put in place to indicate that this particular ward should benefit with this and the other should benefit with this. That was the point of contention, Honorable Speaker.
And Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Jero, order. Honorable Ajiro rose on a point of clarification, which is quite in order, and I believe that the response will be given. However, the point has been noted. Proceed, Honorable Muhindi.
Announce information to the House, Mr. Speaker. Information.
Is it Honorable Ajiro?
Information. Mr. Speaker, when we talk about, issues, it's good to give information. That the Flocker money, my ward and the Rishaupondo ward, my ward, especially Kirita, did not benefit from the Flocker money. What we did with the climate change unit was to partner with Akili that never used, even the county government doesn't know Akili. It is us, our own initiative.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker. Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
It is our initiative.
Order. Order. How did the chair will respond how the GCOS then appeared in the report, but let's have order. So Honorable Muhindi, proceed.
Mheshimiwa Speaker, nashukuru. Na sasa alikuwa anipee mapana ya haya mambo na ameendelea kuleta vizungumkuti vingi. Maana ukisema ya kwamba jiko ulitafuta wewe mwenyewe, basi haifai kuwa katika ripoti ya kamati ya bunge. Maana hiyo ni mambo yako kibinafsi. Lakini sisi tunashughulikia pesa ambazo tumetoa kama bunge, tumeziweka kando, ziende zitumikie mwananchi. Na Mheshimiwa Speaker, pesa za Flocker sio pesa ambazo ziko kando na pesa zingine zote ambazo ziko katika kaunti ya Nyandarua. Hizo pesa zote ziko kwenye kikapu kimoja. Hauwezi tuambia kwamba pesa ambazo ni za barabara ziko na kanuni tofauti na pesa hizi zingine kwa sababu zinatoka banki kuu. Hizi pesa ni za watu wa Nyandarua. Wanataka usawa. Na ndio maana Speaker nasema, katika kutengeneza sheria zetu, bunge katika kanuni za kudumu ilijua ya kwamba kuna siku zitakuja ya kwamba kuwe ni mambo ambayo hayawezi kumaliziwa kwenye kamati. Ndio maana tumetengeneza kamati ya bunge kuu. Na mimi Bwana Speaker, naomba hili jambo sasa tulipeleke kwa kamati ya bunge yote, ili hawa watu wote wakuje hapa mbele ya bunge sasa, wakuje wajibu haya maswali, ndio tuache kusema ya kwamba labda wodi fulani ilibahatika, ile nyingine haikubahatika. Sasa waziri akuje, naibu wa gavana akuje, mwenyekiti, msimamizi wa huu mfuko ambaye anasema hawakupewa pesa, hawajui zilienda wapi, hata yeye akuje, wajibu mbele ya bunge ili tuwe sawa na haki kwa wananchi wa Nyandarua. Asante.
Honorable Joyfrey Kamwana, member for Gadara.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this morning I want to look into a few issues that pertains to this report. And I would wish Honorable Speaker to start in their strategic objectives, as it has been highlighted in this report, Honorable Speaker. They have started with one issue, and which is the issue that I find is that it is very important, and this issue is about the capacity development. The capacity development and knowledge management. Honorable Speaker, I want to tell this Honorable House that I took some time to learn what is in the FROCA or what is about FROCA. And for example, if you can be able to look at the key issues that are in the strategic objectives, you can be able even to see, and especially in this first issue, whereby they have been able to indicate the groups that are being built capacitary. You cannot be able to find anywhere the member of county assembly, any member of this honorable house being identified as one of the beneficiaries of knowledge that may be impacted along the implementation of the FROCA activities. And I want to ask other honorable members, and especially those of us who were elected here for the first time, that they could not have a lot of information about some of these projects that usually undergo in the county. So as much as possible, I want to ask the indulgence of the committee to see to it that members of this assembly are included in the capacity building issues that may come, and especially now from the FROCA. Honorable Speaker, I want to say, for example, as it has been reiterated by Honorable Kayani, that there is a project that is being implemented to deal with the matter of water security. And as he said that it involves both the Kadara and of course his ward. And I also want to say that it's a project that led across three wards, Honorable Speaker. But I want to tell this House, we were never involved, even from the initial planning stages. We only came to learn later on that this project was to cut across the three wards. I want to say, for example, if we are involved, we could have sat as a team from all the stakeholders, and we could have agreed of what could be done so that we can see equal distribution of the water that was to be taken from a way popularly known as Jabini Quatanero. But of course, Honorable Speaker, that water intake is in almost at the center of my ward. But we had agreed that we also need to allow the other people to use that water. And especially that water is even being used by some communities who live in Engineer Ward. And also wanted to extend that water to reach those people who live in Githafai, and especially on the northern side of Githafai. Honorable Speaker, I also to request those people who formulate policies, particularly pertaining to the issue of climate change, to look into the aspect of soil erosion. Because when you look at those strategic objectives, they have not been able to identify as one of the main issues that affects directly the issues to do with the climate change and mitigation. And I want to say that the issue of soil erosion is a critical issue that needs to have a bullet or an aspect that needs to be recognized clearly in the matters to do with climate change. Because, for example, if you look at the issue of a drainage system, and especially from Kinago Plateau, you can be able to see that a lot of soil is being carried every day whenever we have rain, and it is one of the factors that is making Lake Naivasha to even overspell, because a lot of silt has been dumped in that lake. So I urge the indulgence of the committee to see whether they can be able to identify as that one as a factor, so that we can be able to put it into where they have said about the infrastructure, and we can see, for example, money being apportioned where we can be able even to do gabions, and where we can be able to identify critically the drainage areas where we can be able to plant trees, specifically those that can be able to hold soil and therefore be able to protect the soil. I also, as I finish, Honorable Speaker, I want to say that the issue we have seen in this report, whereby a lot of information has not been given clearly where that money has been expended, is a very serious matter that makes this report not to be a very good report, and especially from the respondents, that is the members from the department and especially from the executive. They have not been able to see, for example, where trees have been planted, along which basins. Those are some of the gaps that we are able to identify in this report. Okay, thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, I wish to call them over.
Honorable Bai, Chairperson, Committee on Water and Climate Change. Proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity. Allow me first to appreciate the member of this House, all the honorable members who have contributed, and also allow me to appreciate the honorable members of our committee for the findings and also the findings that they have managed to find, and also for the every information that they have given in this report, because we have done this with what we call the goodwill. We have done it all in good faith because we need to remain truthful to ourselves, that when things are done in a right manner, we call it as it is. When there is a mistake, we call it as it is and bring it to be known, that whatever information we give, it is for the interest of the committee and the interest of this House, and also for the interest of this great county of Nyandarua. Honorable Speaker, I first want to appreciate the Honorable Stephen Mureithi Matimo, who brought the issue of GCOS, and the matters to do with GCOS. And in our report, we have indicated some of the information that we wanted to know is the criteria that was used, also even to select the ward. Not only that, also to select the beneficiaries, because our work is to identify if there were GCOS that were brought to the members of community, how have they benefited, and if it is of beneficial to them. And I'm happy that the report was also elaborated further in a better way by our Honorable Mirka Wajiro, and also emphasizes on the same because it was asked by Honorable Mwangi Nyaga. And it's a clear indication that number one, the matter to do with the Akiri Jiko holdings, it was not part of FROCA. It was clarified, and I'm happy that I don't have to repeat it again, but I would like to appreciate those who asked the same, considering that it is the interest of every member at least to find how his people can benefit. I myself, I was also asking myself the same question until I got the clarification that this was the matter to do with the Award Climate Committee, that they came up with an idea of organizing and planning for what we call a project, and they went ahead and get the support of the said program. And now the program could not go beyond the area of their jurisdiction where they present. Allow also me to, it is good there was another question, the issue that was raised by Honorable Kayani, and I'll get it where it is. He talked about the lack of transparency, and there's some of the issues that we raised, and we indicated very clear that whatever we wanted as a committee to bring to this House is a very transparent information. And I want to agree that we are not stopping, we are moving, and we are talking to the department to ensure that any kind of report that they will be giving us, it is truthful information that will have no any dotted, any challenge. We need to be giving information that is accurate and information that can stand even in the members of public without any queries or without any challenge. There I agree with the Honorable Kayani that that's what we do, and we'll be able to ensure that again, that the department, we will ensure that we talk to the department, at least to ensure that they disclose the information, even of the proposed projects that are supposed to be done all across the county, from all corners, because I believe that the thing that makes me happy is that all members who are here, they address the agenda that will benefit their people. And I believe that every member want to say that by the time that FROCA will be in this county, that the FROCA will be funding this project in all wards across, each ward or every ward benefit. And that's what we'll do, and we'll ensure that we talk to the department so that they can give us the list of the proposed project all across and each ward on how they are planning or those projects planning to benefit those areas. I would also like to appreciate Honorable Mirka, because some of the benefit that we are getting from our donors, when she was the CCM in charge, at least she tried to bring the policies and all those, trying to seal the loopholes that could hinder us from getting the benefit from different organizations. And I can say some of the fruit, what we are discussing today, it is a journey that was started by her when she was in that position. And I can say now our work is to work hard to ensure that, if you could see in the report, we indicated that there are some of the projects, there are some of the policies act that we need to get from the department, and we are looking forward to ensure that within a very short time we push them hard, and we will not we will not laugh with them, and we will ensure that they bring those act and policies so that they can be passed in this house. Because at the end of the day, whatever we'll set here, it will be used even by the coming governments. The government will never stop, but they use the policies that are passed by the already working government. Honorable Zachary, thank you very much for supporting our report, and as a department, we'll work to ensure that we work and see whether we can we'll talk to them so that they can get the work plan, and that will be of good help to all of us and also to this house, so that everyone can be aware of what we are doing and what they are intending to do, and that will help us and to be close to members, because everything that is done all across this county, it belongs to our people and of the benefit to us. Thank you so much for supporting this report. Honorable Gadongo emphasizes on equity. Well, it's a good idea, and it's a good thing. On matters to do with equity, I will ensure that we will ensure, we as a committee, we want to assure all members that FROCA will benefit every ward. Every ward, all 25 wards must benefit. The only thing I know, it might not, it might balance. It is because of the project that is initiated. Some projects require, a big amount of funds than the other. You'll find even as we are working, drilling a complete borehole, it's costing about 11.5 million. That's got one ward. But again, there is another ward that you'll find they do what we call like a biogas plant that maybe will have its own budget, because that is what the area member requested. He requested maybe for a biogas project. Some other leaders requested for piping, last mile water connectivity. And that again have its own budget. Some other areas request an intake. Then and again, you'll find an intake again have their own budget. So equity will be there in terms of ensuring that all wards across benefited. And that one, it must be like that as much we work as we partner. And I can tell you again that I don't see any ward that will not benefit. The issue that were raised by Honorable Mohede, even though he raised in Swahili, I hope Honorable Speaker, you allow me to respond in English instead of Swahili. Honorable Mohede talked about the involvement, lack of involvement of the chairman of the climate change, that is now the DG. To me, I take it different. It is now the chairman. As a chairman, sometimes you need to take charge of your position. So it's my thinking, the chairman to take charge of his position as the chair. If there is the issue that if we invite a meeting and people fail to honor, we expect again to get the information that there is a challenge, so that we can be able to know. At the moment, he has never raised that concern or that issue with the committee, so we don't see if there is a gap. He need to take the steering and drive that position as his chairman. If there is a challenge, we are ready to receive any complaint that will arise along the way. In the issue of benefit, Honorable Muhede raised the issue of all the wards that have benefited. And even though Honorable Mirka Wajiro has talked about it, it is good to let the members know that in our committee we have 9 members and 2 are special elected. So we have already 7 wards. It is only 2 committee members who have benefited in the first phase. In fact, if I am not wrong, the second phase is benefiting like every ward, if the process will not have a challenge along the way. And there is another issue that was raised by Honorable Kamwana. Thank you very much. You raised about the stakeholder engagement. For that matter, we will talk to the department and encourage them to involve all the stakeholders, especially where the project is touching 2 or 3 different wards. That is a serious matter, of course, because sometimes I understand there is a challenge when you can see the project is being done in your ward. For instance, when you say Nyakio, there is a project, there is an intake that is done there. And unfortunately, the intake will not benefit Nyakio, but it will take water to Jabini Kiburu, on which the people within the same locality, they don't have water. Then that is the matter require a stakeholder engagement, public engagement, so that it can be of beneficial to, because there is no lesser person. That is the same mistake that was done there before by our forefathers when they allowed the water to be used in Nairobi and left our people without water. That one I will support you 100%. We as a committee will support you 100% and ensure that you are involved in that matter. I understand the challenge. I've heard about it, and I will consult the matter. It is good to know that the report includes all activities done by the climate change unit, including activities sponsored by the partners. The funding will take 5 years. It was not possible to include all wards in the first year. That one, honourable members, we need all to agree. And that's why I requested you that this project will go all across the wards and every ward will benefit. Again, the training is mainly for the ward committees who recommend the activities where members have representatives. You know that we have ward committees, and every member was requested when we assume these offices to be able to give a name of a representative, and those are the people who have been trained and engaged, because every project that is being done sponsored by climate change, it directly comes from the committee, the ward committee. So those are the people who are mainly trained. Now your work is, you can be behind the idea, but they are the sponsor according to the way FROCA requires. So, Honorable Speaker, I am very grateful to this House. I'm grateful to the committee. I'm very grateful to the honorable members because of supporting this report. We have done it to our best, and we will be doing it to ensure that we will always be giving the right information, and we will never sugarcoat anything when it comes to give the report. Mr. Speaker, and I move.
I now put the question, which is that this House does adopt the report of the Committee on Water, Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources on the Nyandarua Climate Change Actions Report 2023-2024 financial year as a report of the House and the recommendations therein as the resolutions of the House. May those of a similar opinion say aye. May those of a contrary opinion say nay. And the ayes have it. Clerk, next order.
Mr. Speaker, sir, following your earlier directions, we proceed to the main order paper. Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Communication from the chair on the reorganization of departments and directorates. Honorable members, the office of the clerk was on the 24th day of March 2025, seized with a letter from the county secretary referenced NYA /CS HOPS ADM /19 and dated 21 March 2025, communicating the reorganization of departments directorates in the executive. The reorganization is contained in the Gazette Notice number 3233, published on 14th day of March 2025. Honorable members, upon receipt, the same was referred to the House Business Committee for tabling in the House, and the same was laid on the table of the House on 25th March 2025 by the leader of Majority Party. Honorable members, you recall that the letter and the Gazette notice were referred to the Committee on Delegated County Legislations, and the chair of the committee committed to report back within 28 days as required by the Statutory Instruments Act 2013 and the standing orders. Honorable members, Standing Order 193.5 provides that in this standing order, statutory instruments means any rule, order, regulation, direction, form, tariff of costs, all fees, letter, patent, commission, warrant, proclamation, bylaw, resolution, guideline, or other instrument issued, made, or published, established in the execution of a power conferred by all other an act of the county assembly under which that statutory instrument or subsidiary legislation is expressly authorized to be issued. Upon further consultation, it was established that though the Gazette notice is an order, it does not fall under the ambit of Standing Order 193 and the Statutory Instruments Act 2013. The instruments contemplated by Standing Order 193.5 are legislations that the County Assembly has delegated through an act of the County Assembly to another authority to legislate on its behalf. The Gazette notice was published pursuant to Article 183(1)(c) of the Constitution of Kenya and Section 32E and 1 of the County Government Act 2012. These provisions spell out the functions of the County Executive Committee and Governor, and the exercise of the organization and of the departments and the directorates is an inherent power bestowed by the Constitution and the County Government Act, and not a delegated power. Honorable members, I hope that it's now clear that the Gazette notice should not be subject to the scrutiny of the Delegated County Registrations Committee through the provisions of the Statutory Instruments Act. Honorable members, I wish to clarify that the Gazette notice was submitted to the County Assembly for information purpose, and from the contents, the members shall be adequately guided when interacting with the departments. The same shall be shared with all members of for their information. Honorable members, after going through the Gazette notice, I am convinced that the contents of the Gazette notice have a bearing on the structure of sectoral committees of this House due to some changes that were made. In this regard, and pursuant to Standing Order 157.5J, I direct the House Business Committee to look into the Gazette notice and the extent to which it affects the structure of the Assembly committees and report back to this House within 14 days. Thank you, honorable members. Clerk, next order. Honorable members, you may have your seats.
Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions.
Honorable members, communication from the chair on the petition by the internally displaced persons. Honorable members, you may have your seats. Honorable members, on the 28th day of February 2025, the Office of the Clerk received a petition from various persons being representatives of internally displaced persons. Upon scrutiny of the petition by the clerk as required by the Standing Order 2023, it was established that the petition meets the requirements of the standing orders and by the law and of the law. The same was forwarded to the Speaker for presentation and tabling in accordance with the Standing Order 207. I wish to read the petition verbatim. Reference: durable solution to over 18,000 internally displaced persons, households living within Nyandarua County for over 2 decades. We, the undersigned citizens of Kenya and residents of Nyandarua County, being victims of internal displacement and representing over 18,000 fellow victims, wish to draw the attention of Nyandarua County Assembly this day, the 28th day of February 2025. Being the IDP's day, we note the following. That Nyandarua County is famously known for hampering the biggest population of internally displaced persons in Kenya. That there exists over 18,000 households of internally displaced persons who are spread across all the sub-counties of Nyandarua. That there exists over 18,000, that we represent those displaced from tribal clashes of 1992 and the post-election violence of 2007-2008. We are also representatives of forest evictees, displaced persons, as well as those IDPs caused by natural and man-made disasters within our county borders. That issues of displacement is a human rights issue and are of great concern to this country because it is the responsibility of national government as well as the county government to protect, prevent, and assist its citizens by all means whatsoever, as it is well stated in IDP's Act of 2012. We were displaced and continue to be displaced at a full watch of the government and the government is aware of the circumstances, yet there are no efforts to address the challenge. That government only addressed those displacements who were in IDP camps, forgetting those of us who were displaced but got integrated elsewhere, and in most cases, we suffered more than those in camp because they were not renting shelters like ourselves. They were being given relief food and other non-food items, unlike ourselves who got absolutely nothing from either government. That majority of victims were displaced from within our county, while others were displaced from other counties of Kenya and took their refuge within our county. That majority of our members were landless, and when they were displaced, they could not get back to their original habitual residence. Others were displaced and could not return due to the fear of being attacked based on horrific experience and endured during displacement, which caused a lot of trauma to bear. That our members live in an abject poverty and cannot afford basic survival, and they have become a laughing stock in the society and are being sidelined as well as discriminated with impunity. That we are taxpayers ourselves, yet have no source of livelihood. We pay most of the taxes to county government, hence we must get assistance from the government. That there exists a law for IDPs, the Prevention, Protection and Assistance to Internally Displaced Persons and Affected Communities Act 2012. It is an act of parliament, but we as a county government fails to implement. Section 11(3) and Section 15(2) of the Act provides the responsibility of the county government in responding to issues of IDPs. That the law is very clear, IDPs Act 2012, on the responsibilities of the county government as well as national government. It is clear that the county government is responsible to providing assistance and protection to internally displaced persons, including resettlement of the same. That we feel insecure, discriminated, unworthy despite being residents of this county of ours. That a good number of members conceived trauma, high blood pressure, and other related diseases, while their children lost education. Others succumbed due to harsh prevailing situation. That we have made the best efforts to have these matters addressed by various institutions, including Ministry of Interior, Ministry of Lands, Office of the President, National Assembly, Senate, among others, that we have written to, but none of them have responded to our predicaments. That none of these issues raised in this petition is pending in any court of law, constitutional, or any other legal body. Therefore, your humble petitioners pray that the County Assembly of Nyandarua, through plenary of the Assembly, and all through relevant committees of the County Assembly, 1. Invite the petitioners to present all information regarding the petition, including proving documentations as approved to their grievances. 2. Investigate the subject matter raised in this petition from all relevant institutions with a view to providing durable solutions to internally displaced persons, hereby petitioners. 3. The victims be considered in government resettlement and compensated for their losses that they underwent during displacement urgently. And more so, the IDP's money that has been held in banks to be released immediately. Also, IDP's idlers to be given to the victims. 4, the victims to be considered as a special group in the county and that be given special preferences, including exempting them from paying certain taxes in the county. Issue them with a special identification card so as to avoid infiltration, and also consider them in county government positions. 5, provide victims with relief support such as food and non-food items, especially those living in tented camps. 6, consider setting aside a certain land in the county to act as holding ground for the victims after displacement, same as the refugees, IDPs from other countries to Kenya. That the petition is presented on behalf of the members by the humble petitioners of 1 James Mwaura Joroge, IDs and phone provided, Samuel Muiruri Karano, Elishiba Nyambura Mwangi, David Irogo Mureithi, Samuel Muchiri Masharia. Yours faithfully, James Mwaura, Coordinator, Stroke Chairman. And the other names are in the annexure. Honorable members, Standing Order 208 allows me to give members a chance to comment. Honorable members, a look at the prayers sought by the petitioners mirror a social issue that requires a social solution. In this regard, I refer the matter to the Committee on Education, Children, Gender Affairs, Culture and Social Services for consideration and reporting within 60 calendar days, as required by Standing Order 209. Honorable members, Standing Order 208 allows me to give members a chance to comment, make observations, or seek clarification on petition that has been presented. I now open the floor for comments, observations, or clarifications on the petitions. Thank you, honorable members. In the absence of comments, I refer this matter to the Committee on Education, Children, Gender Affairs, Culture and Social Services for consideration and report back within 60 days from today, as required by Standing Order 209. Clerk, next order.
Order number 5, papers. Mr. Speaker, we have several papers to be laid. We have one by Honorable Zachary Mwangi Njero, Chairperson, Committee on Finance, Economic Planning and ICT.
Honorable Zachary Mwangi Njero, you may proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I like to seek leave on tabling the said paper. It is the report on the Nyandarua County Finance Bill. And Honorable Speaker, midway, we received a number of memorandums which we have to look into, and I beg that we be given 14 days to table a comprehensive report on the same.
Well noted. Clerk, next order. Yeah, next paper.
Mr. Speaker, sir, under the same order, we have a paper to be laid by Honorable Joseph Kuriaduo, the Chairperson, Committee on Sports, Youth Empowerment and Arts.
Honorable Kuriaduo, all any member of the Youth Sports. Next paper. The same paper from the Committee on Youth Affairs, Sports and Arts, on the Departmental Budget Implementation Report, Financial Year 2023-2024, is hereby referred back to the House Business Committee for rescheduling. Stoda?
Order number 6, notices of motion. Following your directions, we proceed to order number 7, statements. Order number 8, motions and bills. Mr. Speaker, sir, following your previous directions on the matter, we've exhausted the business as indicated in the morning sessions order paper.
There being no other business to transact during this sitting, I now adjourn the House to Wednesday, the 23rd day of April 2025 at 2:30 p.m.